Welcome to the Hardcore MBA podcast with your host, Erlend, Bakke.
Hello, Erlend Bakke here, author of the international bestseller Never Work Again and founder of MrOutsource.com. Mr. Outsource is all about liberating entrepreneurs so that you can travel the world and live the freedom lifestyle. So what I want to talk to you about today is how to prepare for 3 weeks travel. So the session that you're going to be watching is going to cover deciding when and how to travel, setting up your email and automating that, setting up voice message that is appropriate to deflect clients onto other people, notifying clients that you're actually going away, being upfront about that, preparing your staff and systems. If you don't have that, I'm going to cover that as well, and also what to pack. So if you haven't watched what to pack, the previous video was all about what to pack, what I pack when I travel the world and live the freedom lifestyle. So basically I'm off to Japan, and I did this group coaching session for my coaching clients on how to set up all the systems in their business, how I set up my systems. You're going to learn the daily update, how to get people accountable, keep people accountable and productive, and how to set up your autoresponder and how to communicate that you're actually wanting to be offline, wanting to be away, and all that is covered in the following video. Hope you enjoy this.
Welcome to another episode of Hardcore MBA. Today is all about how to set your business on autopilot before you go on holiday. So yes, could I go on holiday right now? Absolutely. I could take a week or two, but I'm actually going to do 3 weeks, 100% offline, and I'm going with my girlfriend to Japan, and we're like traveling around everywhere, and I'm just going to be offline. And there's going to be lots and lots of things happening in my business while I'm there. So the podcast will be going out, we'll still be serving our customers, invoices will be chased, all these kind of things, marketing activities, and lots of other things being produced while I'm away. So that's kind of one of the skill sets that I emulate from sort of Richard Branson and similar type of figures. You only have 1,440 minutes in a day, so how come they get so many things done and most people don't? So the trick is really a couple of things. Well, first things first, as Peter Drucker says, basically do first things first, because there is no second. You don't do the second thing first, you do the first thing first. That's going to get the result, and you don't have time for the second thing. That's about focus. And the other one is to, actually lost my thread right now, but let's do first things first and move on. Okay, so the next 45 minutes, deciding when and how to travel, setting up email, setting up voice messages, notifying clients, and preparing staff or systems, and what to pack, what to actually pack when you go away for 21 days or more. So when and how. Don't go on holiday and work, unless it's a workation. So the sort of dream of sort of sitting on a beach and with your laptop, and it looks cool, but I've done that and it's a nightmare, right? You probably have your smartphone with you. You wouldn't bring your laptop to the beach. It's just ridiculous. If you're gonna work on a laptop, then you should sit in the hotel room. I recommend that when you're on the beach, that you chill. And that's one of the things that often happens when I've been going on holiday previously. I have this, the entrepreneur bug, which says, oh, I'll just do this one thing. I'll just do this one thing. So what has happened, before, has been that I've done a few things, but I haven't been like 100% offline. So I'm getting better at that, much better at that. So this time I'm doing 3 weeks, 100% offline. And the other thing is that October is actually the busiest month in my companies. Okay, it's like a peak month. It's the month we generate most revenue, that we have the most things going on, and that's actually why I've chosen October to go away, because not to avoid work, no, but to test my team to see will they be able to handle it for 3 weeks when I'm 100% off. So that is interesting. Another thing is, if you've got a new business or you have an existing business and then you're not used to sort of taking 100% off time, then plan it 3-4 months in advance to set up your systems, because it will take a little bit of rejigging things for you to sort of have autoresponders and sort of automate your business so that you can in fact be off. If you don't have a team, it's going to be hard. Okay, so if you don't have a team, I'm going to go through the different business models that you can have that sort of are digital and sort of automatically generate leads and revenue for you. But if you do not have a CEO, sales and marketing, production, admin, and operations person, which I call the rule of 4, which you can read about in Never Work Again, basically. But if you have a business, you need at least 4 people to manage the business for you. So think about that when you are setting up a business, because you will be able to find some of these people other places, so like the Philippines or Eastern Europe, other places, stay-at-home moms. So you can get them at a cheaper rate, but that you need the structure to properly go away and really enjoy your time. So the rule of 4: CEO, sales and marketing, production, admin and operations. That's what you really need to know that your company is functioning without you. So one option that you do have is to go to mroutsource.com. If you don't have a team, you can go to mroutsource.com. You just put in your first name, your email, and then answer the question, how can we make you happy? And then you press request session, and then the email goes to our team, and we will basically do an audit of your business to help you outsource. So that's one thing that you can do now. If you know that you're going away in 3-4 weeks, or 3-4 months, then do that now. Another question is, and also what we need to think about is setting up sort of daily, weekly, and monthly habits for the business or the team, so that when you in fact go away, they have these habits built in. So a couple of the habits that we have: I get a daily report from different businesses on like production. I get a weekly production report, and monthly is like the invoicing and the chasing of the invoices and sending in all those sort of receipts and stuff to the accountants. Okay, those are some examples. We have a lot more. We have a weekly meeting Tuesday morning. We don't do it on Mondays because Mondays everyone's just kind of getting into things again. So when we have the meeting first thing Tuesday morning, everyone's up to date, everyone's up to scratch, and we can really focused for the rest of the week on those main tasks. But Monday we just use as a catch-up day. So yeah, your business needs habits. You need habits, and if you're going to go away, then the positive thing with having a habit in your business is then people will do it automatically. It's like part of getting your business on autopilot is creating habits that generate revenue in your business. So there is another alternative, which a lot of people in Norway do. They will just close down their business for a month. They just put a sign on their door that says, "I'm away until from this to then, sorry." And I think that's actually a really healthy thing to do. So believe it or not, when you this actually creates scarcity, and your customers will come back when you open up again. Okay, so it's fine. The world does not fall apart if you close down for a month. Just like nothing bad will really happen when I'm away, because I trust my team to handle things the best that they can to their ability. I'm also actually empowering my team by going away, because now they have to do things that I sometimes do. Okay, so what do we need? What do we need to really sort of go away? And part of the important structure is actually having digital systems that will still make you money while you're away or while you sleep. There is a process to making that happen, and I'm going to go through step by step the sort of different business models that I believe are good. So one is dropshipping. Okay, one is dropshipping, where basically what I recommend at the moment is doing Amazon dropshipping. Amazon dropshipping is good because you can then source a product in Asia. You can then stock it with Amazon. Amazon will ship it for you, and you have a really big platform where people are searching for things. So if you just spend some time setting that up properly, then like a virtual assistant can basically take care of your business while you're away, answering customer questions and things like that. But I think dropshipping is good. It's an increasing trend. A lot of people are jumping on that. A coaching client has a business that's doing something like £300,000 a year. That's like $500,000, and he started it like 1.5 years ago. So dropshipping seems to be a good thing. Another one is apps and software. So it's still possible to create apps for the iPhone. It's still possible to make it with software. The important thing is that you create something that is very simple. Don't overcomplicate things when you make apps and software. But the beautiful thing of having apps and software on platforms like the Apple Store is that people, again, they go on there and they search, and then if your app pops up, then you can capture their name and email and add value to them, and then keep on adding value to them. And those things can keep on working whether you're at work or not at work. Okay. One thing to say about software, though, is like, Apple just launched new phones. There's updates to be done. Okay, so you need to sort of be on the ball with the software update. So if you're in the software world, it isn't like you can just set it and forget it. There are updates and compatibility issues, and these are things that you need to, or your team need to be really on top of. But there's lots and lots of people that can make software for you and apps. Oftentimes, the most simple apps are the best ones. And of course, when you launch an app or software, you need to have a launch so you actually reach people. But it's all about adding value. Digital products, we can have digital products, of course, like ebooks. I interviewed a guy yesterday. He does something like $15,000, $20,000 a month in ebook sales. He's got 20 ebooks, and they just like generate passive cash flow for him all the time. Plus, he's building an email list. Plus, he's building his reputation. Plus, he's out there sort of reaching his target audience. So, digital products, there's lots of different ones. Ebooks are great. You put them on Amazon, and you do need to set them up well. It does need to be a book that is good. It's not just about sort of throwing shit out there. People won't buy shit. Okay, you got to add value, which is really important with every single business model that you're seeing. Is like you have to add value. Other digital products, you can do stock photography, you can sell hypnosis tapes, there's anything digital basically that is scalable. But again, make sure it's good and make sure that it's set up properly. I mean, with that, I mean keywords, graphic design, test the title, etc. Like I emailed you guys about a couple of weeks ago. Information marketing courses and podcast. Okay, so that's another thing that you can keep on making money on. You can have a podcast that keeps on going out. So you can pre-record, however many episodes you need, and then you can queue them. You can set them to be sent out by email. You can set them to be published, etc. So like the whole thing can be set up before you go on holiday. Information marketing products, you can have, let's say you focused on building a YouTube channel, and you have thousands and thousands of views, all leading to an info product. You're automatically going to generate sales even though you're away. So you could set up like an automated sales funnel, etc. that's capturing leads and doing a lot of work for you while you're away. That is definitely possible. I have different funnels that people are opting in every day. So every day I get new customers that are interested in outsourcing or business advice and stuff like that. So putting digital products out there and sort of leading search terms to a sellable product works. The same with the podcast. We're seeing more and more downloads. That's because, one, we're getting better at it. Another one is that we just have more content out there as well. There's just more people searching for stuff. So we're seeing an increase because of that as well. Another one is having a blog with affiliate income. So the way a blog works is like write about something really interesting that you love, where you can and want to add value, and then you can endorse products that you like. So contact the company and say, hey, I've got this blog. Can you send me your product? And then you test the product. If you like it, you can become an affiliate. So when people search for this product and you actually tried it and they click on the link to buy, you get paid up to 50% of the sales commission. Okay? So affiliate marketing, it is something that takes time to build up. And yes, the world of blogging is competitive, but there are bloggers out there doing incredibly well, that I've spent a lot of time writing really high-end content, really valuable stuff, and they do well, and they'll make money on autopilot when they're away because their website is just automatically generating hits for them for different articles where they have affiliate links and then they generate cash. So those are sort of the 5 business models that I recommend, and you don't need this to happen yesterday. You should have a 10-year perspective on things. And in the end, it is really important that we remember that a business is really about serving mankind. Okay, you got to add value to people. If you're not adding value first, then you're not in business. If you only think about yourself, you'll never be happy and successful in business. There are people that are super selfish and manage to make a lot of money in business, but they're not happy. Okay, so let's get to the setting up of email alternative 1. Okay, so in Gmail and other email providers, you can set up an autoresponder. So basically, this is my autoresponder. When I'm away, I see I've misspelled title. It says tittle. I don't know what tittling is, but I'm sure it sounds kind of dirty. But title, anyway, a title of autoresponder. It says, I'm on holiday and offline in capital letters. Greetings, I'm on holiday from X till Y and will be offline. Luckily, my team can handle 99% of all your questions. For questions about 360 photography, email stiansen@360.no. FAQ about, and then underneath there's an FAQ. So if somebody has like generic questions, then they can look at that. And then 360 Factory image editing service, email mon@360factory.com, mroutsource.com, email regina@mroutsource.com. If you require urgent assistance that cannot wait until I'm back, please text me on my mobile and then the number. Remember to include your email in your message so I can get back to you. Thank you for letting me enjoy my holiday so I can come back full of energy and serve you even better in the near future. All the best, Erlend. So that's going to be set up on my email, and please take a screenshot and steal this. I actually recommend also having their telephone numbers. So I actually do have their telephone numbers in my autoresponder as well. The alternative 2, so if you're wondering about how to set up an autoresponder, just if you're on Gmail, you go to Settings, Autoresponder, and I don't know any other software because that's what we use, but it should be fairly simple. The second alternative is where you actually have, I'm on holiday and offline. Greetings, I'm on holiday from X to Y and will be offline, but my assistant is able to answer 99% of your questions and will get back to you. And then it's similar to the text before at the end. But here's the point. Jeff Bezos has 2 virtual assistants that manage his email. Okay, this is something that is used by CEOs that have a lot of work to do, but they still want to be able to email when they want to. But then they have 2 highly trained or 1 highly trained assistant that uses their email for sort of 90% of the questions, and then they go in and they reply to some of the emails. And I actually have that set up for my email. Okay, so like I don't have to worry, I don't have to think about my email because other people are actually managing it. So I have peace of mind because I always know that somebody's reading my email and getting back to my customers, because my end goal is to serve my customers, right? And I can't serve my customers if I'm always checking my email because I'm stressed out and confused. So this is another one you can do, which I'll probably do for the Mr. Outsource email. We'll have this, and then my other email will have the other one. Another thing which I highly recommend that you get from your team, and the thing is, like, they'll be like, oh, the boss is away. Yes, but here's the thing. They have to send me a daily update every day. Okay, even though I'm not reading it. What happens when I get back is the first thing I do is I start with the latest update, the newest one, and I work myself back so I know what everyone's done, so that when I have the Tuesday meeting with them, I know everything they did. So basically, what you ask your team to do is send you a daily update, probably only like the key person, what I did today, challenges I encountered, and questions I have for you. And they need to put the date in the heading, number of hours worked, and then they need to write all this. Okay? Why do they have to do it while I'm away? Well, because journaling and holding yourself accountable works really well. Okay, so I'm super good at doing positive habits for myself. And the reason for that is because I hold myself accountable by journaling on a daily basis. Okay, I have different symbols for different activities, like eating healthy, exercising, meditating, other things, right? So 90 minutes focus time, how many 90-minute blocks I manage to do in a day. So it's kind of like gamifying your life, but daily update, hold people accountable, then they will do things for you. I actually really recommend also to have a weekly report. So because you can't manage what you don't measure, and what you measure gets done. So it's really important that there's some kind of metric that you can use to get reports, so that you know, like one obvious one is just looking at your numbers. Like what did you make last week? How many coaching sessions did you do? You should have some kind of system for your weekly report, so that you get that really fast overview. And I have lots and lots of things that I measure. Okay, so I use this for. I have an Apple Watch who measures my activity. I have this in my business. I use rescue time on my laptop to see like where do I spend my time. So there's a lot of things that I use to measure, but it gives me insights, and it's the data is there if I need it. So a lot of unprofessional entrepreneurs don't have like habits and weekly updates and stuff like that. So step number 3, setting up a voicemail. So my voicemail right now is actually says, "Hi, I'm Erlend's mailbox. Please send me an email because I do not listen to this mailbox." So people don't leave messages. They email me instead. So it says, so this is what I recommend before you go on holiday. "Hello, I'm Erlend Bakke's mailbox. He is currently on holiday and will not be returning calls during the period of X to Y. Please do send me an email to erlend@mrausers.com so my team can get back to you." Okay? So that's what I recommend for that. Step number 4, notify clients ahead of time. So basically, you don't need to notify all clients, but typically in any business, 20% of your customers will be 80% of the revenue. Okay, so like when I'm in Oslo right now, it is because I'm meeting key clients. Okay, I go to meet all the sort of 80% of my revenue clients. I go and meet and sit down and make sure that they're getting massive value from the business, or else they might go to somebody else that's offering more value, right? So I would do that about a month before. I just say like, "I'm going on holiday. Everything should be fine. If there's an emergency, text me." Okay, I'd say you guys are really important to me. So that's something I recommend. And if you haven't done this before, I highly recommend that you test the system before. So like do a 1-week test, 1 to 2 months before you go away, and just like see where things fall down, so that you can improve upon them, so that the 3-week holiday that you take isn't the first time you're testing your systems. Okay, so typically, as with all things, like you will test, some things will fail, other things will work, and then you have to rinse and repeat. It's also called sharpening the saw. Okay, so it's important that you actually test before you just go away and irresponsibly leave your business to people that don't know what they're doing. So that's one thing I recommend. And now we're getting to what I pack. Okay, so what do I actually bring away on holiday? I really love this Victorinox luggage Altamont 3.0 slimline laptop backpack. It has 3 compartments. It also comes for women. But I typically have my gym gear in the front. I have like my mouse and my laptop charger in the middle pocket, and then the laptop in the back. It's a great backpack. It comes with like 10 years warranty, and something broke on my old one, so I went and got a new one. They're great. So I also have a Patagonia jacket, like a down jacket. It's about $200, $300 with the hood, and I've traveled with that all over the world. You never know when it's going to be cold or when you decide to go hiking or anything like that, and it packs down into a really small bag. So Patagonia down jackets are awesome for traveling. Because what you want to do when you travel is layers, because one day you might be going to the beach, other days you might be going to the mountains. So you need to be prepared for that. But I'm not going to show you all my clothes and everything. I'm just what's important for the business. Of course, I bring my phone. I actually typically I buy a SIM card when I'm abroad. So like if I go to the US for a month, I'll buy a number. If I go to Japan for 3 weeks, I typically will buy a number, just because I want data and I want to call people, and I just don't want to be limited by how I use my phone. So I typically have two phones, one for Norway and one for like the foreign country I'm in. I also have an old iPhone that I use in dodgy countries, so that I don't get stabbed because I've got a new phone. Business cards, because you never know who you're going to meet, you never know who you're sitting next to, and they come really helpful. I travel with a Jambox speaker. This is a really small speaker that has a battery and it's Bluetooth, connects to your phone. It's just good to have some good beats in the hotel room. I have a MacBook Air Gold. Just a MacBook Gold, and it's fine if what you mainly do is sort of PowerPoints and email. So it's fine for me. I don't do the video editing. I also have a iSettle card, so if I do an event, sometimes I go abroad and do events, I take payments. I use something called ScanSnap. I could also use my phone, yes, but I actually use ScanSnap because it scans better and is faster. So I just use that instead, and it's really, really small. It's a Fujitsu ScanSnap. And then I have a iPad mini for watching films, exercising, and stuff like that. So the second part of my packing is I've got a Bose noise-canceling headphones. They are awesome. I've had them for many years, and you can actually exchange the padding and everything, so they're really good. So when you're on like 14-hour flights, it's great to have the noise cancelling because you can actually hear what they're saying in the movie, and it cuts out all the other sort of noise. So it just creates a more relaxing trip. Western Digital external hard drive. I just do backups of things. So basically, let's talk about the backups. I back up to Dropbox and I back it up to Western Digital. So I do a double backup. It's just like with my image editing business. We double check everything we produce. There's two people checking the imagery before we send it back to the client because we don't want the client getting shit work. Battery pack. So basically, when you're walking around for like 12 hours a day, bring a battery pack so you can always have phone coverage if you need it. Selfie stick, very important. I typically make my bucket lists so that I can expense my travels. I will be making bucket lists in Japan as well, which is just fun and games, right? And then Manfrotto tripod, not the one you see in the image, but a travel one. Manfrotto is really good for tripods. And I bring my Kodak PlayTouch with a microphone. So if I want to record something a little bit more professional, then I use that. So in terms of sort of supplements and food and things like that, I actually I do take calcium, magnesium, zinc tablets just because I typically exercise once a day, and it's just good for sort of muscle restoration. A friend of mine used to be a professional MMA fighter, and I was really sore, and he wasn't after we worked out. And I said, "Why are you not sore?" And he said, "Well, I take magnesium every day." So I put those in bags. Now I have that in the box, but what you're seeing in the bag there is actually I have like a travel pharmacy. So I have some subscription medicine. So if I get really, really ill, like a really high fever, then I can call my doctor and he can tell me what to take. So I have like 4 or 5 different pills that I travel with. So if I'm ill, I can just call my doctor and explain what's wrong, and then I can take the right pills. So that's a travel pharmacy right there. Lower left-hand side, you see a yoga mat. I do about 15-30 minutes yoga in the morning when I travel, because if there's no gym, I still like to keep fit. So basically on the yoga mat, you can do push-ups and sit-ups and all lots of things, or yoga, okay? So I do that. I bring a yoga mat. And also another thing that I take, so basically the only supplements I take is something called balance oil, which is basically fish oil. The amount I take is based on blood tests, and it's from a company called Zinzino, which is a Norwegian company. But basically, we do a blood test. It checks my oil levels in the body, and then I take this to complement. So I'm in a perfect balance. So having enough oil in your body is really important. And typically we have too much omega-6, not enough omega-3 and 9. So this is an omega-3 and 9 supplement. Omega-6 is like everything stir-fried and stuff like that. Really important for your brain to have enough oil and your joints and everything like that. So like Norwegians get really old because we drink fish oil. So if there's one supplement I recommend, it's fish oil. All right, and then on the iPad, of course, the problem, like let's say you liberated yourself and you were traveling all the time and you still wanted to work out. Well, there is hope because there's not always going to be a gym. So a lot of the apps on my phone that I find useful are P90X. It has some really good exercises. It's about $100, but I've used it for about 5 years and I just love it. Every exercise is 60 minutes and you get sort of all core training. So I really like that. It's pretty hardcore, so start gently and remember to take magnesium and zinc. And of course, check with your doctor beforehand, before taking any of the stuff I recommend. So I use a app called Carrot Workout. And it's just a 7-minute workout that just gets you moving, and all you need for that is a chair. The best yoga app that I've found is called Yoga Studio. I just like the pace. I like how they sort of move through the different things, and as you see, it's got 10,000 reviews on Apple, so it's pretty good. For meditation, I use Insight Timer. What I like about it is that there's a community inside it. Not that I tap into the community, but it's just nice to see that other people are meditating at the same time, and it tracks your statistics, right? So that's good. I like numbers, so giving me the numbers is something I like. And then sort of meditation apps, I typically, like before I go to sleep or on a flight, when I chill, I'll just put on like a meditation that I've listened to like hundreds of times, and then I'll just fall asleep listening to it. So it's sort of a relaxation technique. It's a habit. Okay, so that's how I've set up my business to go away. Basically, I've decided that I'm going for 3 weeks. I'm going to be offline. I have set up my email. I'm not leaving today. I'm leaving next Friday. I've set up my email so that people will get a response. I have set up my voice message so that I direct people to the right place. I have notified my important clients. I've prepared stuff and systems. I have tested it before, so I feel confident that everything's going to be superb. And I have got what I want to pack to go away. So basically, guys, that is how I've prepared for going away on holiday for 21 days. I think if you implement like just a daily update or sort of weekly reports or anything of those things that I've been speaking about here today, I think you'll be ahead of the pack, and that you'll be happy to sort of go away and see and test how things go. Also cover different business models that I recommend. This, when you start a business, it isn't like it's just going to like be easy and work straight away. Oftentimes people struggle because they're not focusing on adding value. So add value as much as you can, and then give your business time to grow. Give it time to sort of increase in revenue and develop systems and enjoy the journey. It's not. If you talk to enough rich people, they'll all say, it's not about the money, and you might think, oh, that's because they have money. It was never about the money for them, typically.
Great. So that was live with one of my coaching sessions. Maybe you listen to this on Hardcore MBA or you're watching this on YouTube. In any case, if you want to learn more about how to liberate yourself, travel the world, and live the freedom lifestyle, check out my best-selling book called Never Work Again. And you can also go to worklessearnmore.tv and sign up for free video tutorials just like this that goes into more about how to actually automate your business and live the freedom lifestyle. Thank you for watching this, and bye-bye.
This podcast is brought to you by MrOutsource.com. Outsourcing to the Philippines done for you. Mr. Outsource is a recruitment company matching busy entrepreneurs with Filipino virtual assistants, so you can have the time to focus on what's important.